Welcome to Talk on Nevada. I'm Andy Matthews, and joining me this week is Geoffrey Lawrence, fiscal policy analyst at the Nevada Policy Research Institute. This week we're going to be talking about the new taxes coming out of the Nevada Legislature and what the effect is going to be on Nevada motorists. Jeff, thanks for joining us.
No problem, Andy.
Well, Jeff, one component of the $780 million tax package that's coming down the pike now after the 2009 legislative session is an increase to the governmental services tax. Explain what that means.
Okay, what the legislature has done is they've adjusted the allowable depreciation rates on motor vehicles that are registered with the Department of Motor Vehicles in the state. So over time, the state will be charging you based on a value of your car that exceeds its true value. Currently, you're charged you're taxed every year at a rate of 4% of your car's value. In the future, they'll be charging you based on a higher value than your car's actually worth. And they hope to raise about $94 million in extra revenue over the next 2 years by making this adjustment.
You have a lot of lawmakers, according to published reports and actually according to a commentary that you wrote recently, are complaining that already lots of people in Nevada are not registering their cars and therefore aren't paying into the system. It wouldn't seem to me that raising the cost of registering your vehicle is going to do anything to address that or to fix that problem. Is this a self-defeating measure that they've enacted here?
Yes, that's true. Many lawmakers have been complaining that people across the state have not registered the car precisely because they don't want to pay this governmental services fee that they're assessed every year. That fee, if you own a new car that's very valuable, that fee could be $1,000 a year. So people that are moving into the state are choosing just not to register the car with DMV and just to take the chance that they might get pulled over and get a ticket. Currently, that may be actually the cheaper option than following the law as it's written and paying that governmental services tax. So what may come out of this is that with the tax rate actually being raised, you're probably likely to see that trend accelerate. So it's quite possible that as a result of this tax increase, the state may actually pull in less taxes because there will be fewer people paying the tax.
So if you're a new Nevada resident, or if you're somebody who's thinking about moving here, or somebody who's looking to buy a new car in Nevada, what's the takeaway from what the legislature's done? How is this going to affect you?
Well, the lesson that's potential car buyers especially should take away from this particular tax increase is that it will be more costly to maintain an automobile here in Nevada from here on out. And that will probably dissuade more people from buying newer, more valuable cars. And in an automotive industry that's already struggling, it's going to most likely lead to fewer sales, and that could contribute to higher unemployment in that sector of the economy. It could have a variety of other unintended consequences.
So basically what they're doing is instead of raising the tax rate, which can be unpopular, they're basically going to say that your car is worth more, and we're going to get more out of it at the same rate, even though your car isn't worth more. I mean, this would seem to be a pretty dishonest move.
Yeah, this is essentially a hidden tax. It tends to be easier for legislators to pass a tax like this because it's not actually being called a tax. What they're doing is this is essentially a property tax that's being assessed against your automobile, except now they're going to be taxing you on property that you don't actually own, because they're going to be charging you based on a valuation that exceeds the valuation of your automobile.
All right, Jeff, well, thanks very much for joining us and sharing with us that very important information, and I'm sure Nevada drivers will be curious to hear about that as well. Well, that does it for this week's edition of Talk on Nevada. I want to thank you all for joining us. I'm Andy Matthews. I invite you to check us out on the web at npri.org, where you can find out more information on this topic and other private solutions to public challenges facing our Silver State. And while you're there, you'll want to make sure you get your tickets to NPRI's 18th anniversary celebration, which will be held on September 23rd of this year at the Venetian Resort Hotel Casino. Karl Rove is going to be our keynote speaker. Thanks very much. We'll see you next week.